Wow, those ice cubes melted fast. Well, hello there. Greetings, everyone. Been a bit of a time span between updates, eh? Yeah, well, what can I say? The move killed me. I was horribly ill for a very long time. It's actually just the past maybe week or so that I've actually been over the illness. Yeah, I have not had a cold linger that long in a long time, so that was pretty rough. And apparently, I'm not the only one to get it. It's some bug that's been going around, and everybody I know in Canada and the U.S. has been getting it. Seems to be the same thing everywhere. I don't know. Biological warfare, I guess. We're all doomed. That's it. That's how the apocalypse will get us all. Germs. I was going to say bugs. I was like, germs. All right. So, what am I here for? What am I doing? Well, no big DVD or Blu-ray updates today. I just thought, to kind of kick things off good and proper here in the new place, I'd give you a little look at how I've got things set up. I did post a picture or two on the Facebook fan page. Yet another reason for you to like that fan page, because, it gives you the skinny on stuff long before you see it here on YouTube. So, yeah. Cool. But yeah, anyway, I just thought you might like a look at my setup here, just kind of how I've configured the command center, as it were. So this apartment is pretty cool. It's, as I think I mentioned in my previous update, it is one bedroom less than the previous place. However, the overall floor space seems to be very similar, and it actually is configured quite a bit differently. There's a lot more room in the living room, as I think a few of you sharp-eyed, people who notice things type of viewers pointed out. The living room here seems to be very similar in size to the living room at the place before the last place. The one I had to leave because of the asbestos issue. Yeah. And I think that's pretty accurate. In fact, I think it's a little bit bigger than that one was. So that's pretty cool. So the nice thing about it is I've actually been able to fit everything in one room. I've got I've got the command center here with, you can see a little bit of the, let me just angle down. Let me show you a little bit here. So we got the printer here. Got two of the 8mm machines here. We got the older one, which I use for capturing digital 8 footage, and the slightly less older one that I use for capturing video 8 and high 8. Got the printer, PS3, audio mixer, tape deck, old VCR, Laserdisc player, TV, and then on the other side we got the PS2 and the 3DO. Now, one of the reasons those cameras are there is because one of the things I've been working on this past month, while I haven't been making videos, I've been working on videos quite a bit. Specifically, I've been hard at work on that archiving project that I was mentioning I was going to do. Yes, well, I've been doing it. In fact, I've had to shuffle some massive chunks of data around on my hard drives to make room for all the stuff I've been capturing. You can see a stack of tapes here. That's not even close to all of it. I don't know if you can see. Hang on. Take a look. Yeah. So I got another stack of tapes here. And sorry, just a second here. And two more stacks of tapes here. Each one of these, most of these are a solid 2 hours of footage each. Some of them are an hour, but most of them are 2 hours. Some of them are 4 hours, because 8mm actually had an LP mode that would give you double the running time. Double your running time, double your fun, right? Yeah, I'm kind of annoyed with myself that I did a bunch of videos using that mode back in the day, because the quality is definitely softer than the SP mode or the 2 hour speed. But what can you do? At least I've got the material, And I've also done a few VHS tapes as well that are about between 4 and 6 hours in length a piece. Yep. So all told, I probably captured around 100 hours or so of material over the course of this month. So needless to say, you're going to be seeing a shit ton of new Multimedia Chronicles Retro episodes coming your way, which I know a lot of you have been wanting to see more of for a very long time. And, well, I thought it was about time I sat down and actually started doing that. The other thing was, I got to thinking, like, a lot of these tapes are pushing 20 or more years old, and I really shouldn't put off capturing them any longer, because I've noticed just in the few that I've done that some of the older tapes are starting to look a little rough. You know, the picture quality isn't quite, or I guess not so much the picture quality, but the stability of the image and whatnot isn't quite up to what it used to be. So, yeah, fortunately I take very good care of my tapes, so they are all still playable, and, you know, they're all in pretty good shape, all things considered, especially considering how old they are. You know, so you're not going to see like a lot of glitches. Well, I mean, you've seen, if you've watched other retro episodes, you know exactly the kind of quality you can expect. And they actually look pretty damn good. In fact, a lot of people thought that it was new stuff starring somebody else pretending to be me. It's like, no, the retro videos are definitely me, circa 20 years ago. Yeah, I'm not faking you out in any way, shape, or form. I just filmed a lot of stuff back then. A lot of you asked me, well, what did you film it for if there was no YouTube? It's like, well, think outside the box a little bit. There's other reasons to film video diary type stuff, you know, such as just to do a video diary. You know, I did a lot of video diary type stuff back then that was just for myself, you know, for my own personal records and my own personal enjoyment or whatever. So I might show you some clips from those. And then, of course, the main bulk of it is from video letters, mainly. You know, my friend Jason and I, rather than keeping in touch by just writing letters, we're both, you know, video production freaks. So we decided to. It was actually Jason's idea originally. He was talking about doing a video letter, and then, excuse me, and then I got a camera around the same time that he got a camera, and I just happened to be the one to do it first and just kind of kick it off. And then from there, we did them pretty consistently for about 15 years. And yeah, so there's been a lot of editions of the video letters. And if those of you wondering, yes, Jason and I do still keep in touch, and we do still do the video letters occasionally. Now it's like once every couple of years we'll do a big video letter for each other. But, you know, with the wonder and splendor of the internet, you know, it just... I don't know, it's just so much easier to send an email to somebody or to chat over Skype or something. But it's nice to have the video letters because they do act kind of as a time capsule of those periods in my life and whatnot. Anyway, I'll probably do some kind of babbling thing about the Multimedia Chronicles Retro series another time, which will reiterate everything I just said and give you a little bit more info. So let me give you a little quick little look around here. The place is a bit of a disaster at the moment just because I've got Rosie over, and you know, she's not exactly a neat freak. Well, she's 4, so give me a break here. I'm just gonna move a couple of things over here. I probably should have done this before. Well, actually I did do a bunch of tidying before. But I'm just going to move the... I actually do have the big comfy chair in front of the shelves here. And I just did a package opening video, so we'll just move all that packing material out of the way as well so you can actually see what's going on behind there. Just a second. Okay. Good stuff. And we'll get the music stand out of the way too, because we don't really need that if we're just showing the shelves. Alrighty, so let's spin you around and I'll show you how the collection is set up. Wow, I'm impressed. I was actually able to get almost all of it in the picture. Hold on a second, I'm just gonna slide the camera. There we go. So, ta-da! Yeah, so actually for the first time ever, I actually have the entire collection on one wall. That's something that I haven't been able to do in any of the previous places because there just wasn't enough. Just the way things were laid out, there wasn't enough space. And if we look over over there, just past the Yeti mic. You can see I even have room for the couch at the end, which of course has shit all over it right now, but whatever. Point is just to show the layout. And let's move that out of the way there. So let's get you back in position, and yeah, so just to give you the quick rundown. Hi. So just to give you the quick rundown, here, this is all Blu-rays. This is the entire Blu-ray collection right here. On top is just kind of assorted stuff that I couldn't really find room for in the main sections. You may notice, if we angle up a little bit here, up here we have board games. You may notice a lot more box sets on the top. The reason I did that was prior to moving, I kind of had the collection spread out across all these shelves, which were in different locations of the room. There was like 2 on one wall, 2 on another wall, and then there was a lot of stuff that I got from packages and whatnot that I just hadn't incorporated into the collection yet. So when I finally got around to doing so, here I realized that it made more sense to put more of the box sets up top to free up the shelf space. And then I was actually able to make room for the majority of the collection. So I guess I didn't have to angle up quite so high. But anyway, let's move down a little bit here, and I'll show you kind of what we got going on down there. So here, here you can just barely see in the corner, I've got some camera cases, because of course I have a lot of cameras. So I basically have a case for every camera that I have, so that's kind of nice, each one having its own case. So anyway, Blu-rays, and then here we have, I've reconfigured the sort of order a little bit, just to make it more conducive to, Rosie being able to reach certain things, and things that aren't really age appropriate being on higher shelves, even though she is quite the climber and can get to the higher shelves with minimal effort. But anyway, we won't go there. She knows to ask me if she wants to watch something and whether or not it's questionable. She actually asks me if there's scary parts and if it has bad language. So she knows. She's a smart kid. So anyway, up top here we basically have adult cartoons, so stuff like Duckman, Futurama, Family Guy, Ralph Bakshi movies, stuff like that. Then it gets into anime, more anime, then into cartoons that aren't really adult cartoons but are, maybe a little bit too intense for kids, like, like Roughnecks and stuff like that. Down here we get into more of the kid-safe stuff, so we got things like Dungeons and Dragons, which Rosie loves, by the way, the 80s cartoon of Dungeons and Dragons. She just can't get enough of that. And Mask and Danger Mouse, Count Dracula, Voltron. Few things that are not kid-safe, like, the original Japanese Go Lion, for example. I would never show her that until she's old enough. And down here we got like Ninja Turtles and Garfield and some other stuff that she likes. And then of course here we've got the Citizen Kane collection, which, every 4-year-old should watch. No, I just put it there because it's a nice display piece. Down below I've got all the Transformers and G.I. Joe and GoBots and assorted other store-bought VHS tapes. Here I've got a lot of the bootleg DVDs, basically, the viewers have sent me, so just kind of stacked there together. Behind all the DVDs, I should mention, is VHS tapes. You notice a lot of VHS tapes on the bottom. That's just kind of the overspill. This row here, this shelving unit here, all the VHS tapes behind the DVDs are stuff I've taped off TV over the years. This middle shelf, well, kind of middle shelf, this is all home movies. So it's, short movies I did with my friends, or, video diaries and home movie type stuff, drinking nights, whatever. Any kind of home movie stuff that I've done over the years, on VHS specifically, is on this shelf. So yes, this entire shelving unit has a full row of VHS tapes behind all the DVDs, and then 2 stacks of 2 rows on the bottom, just to give you some idea of how much material I'm in the process of capturing and archiving. There's been a lot of stuff that I've done over the years. I mean, I'm taking like 20 plus years of analog video and putting it all into digital form. You know, it's quite a process, and I've captured a ton of stuff, and organized a ton of stuff, but there's still so much left to go. I mean, this is going to be a project that's going to take probably, you know, the better part of a year if I go as consistently as I have been, which I won't be able to realistically. So it's going to be more like probably a couple of years it's going to take to do everything. So anyway, getting back to the collection here, this isn't going to be like a big overview. I'm just going to kind of give you a sense of where everything is. Up top here we got like comedy stuff, so we got some sitcoms, some comedy movies, and stuff like that. Then it gets into foreign films and documentaries. Little section of weird stuff here. We got like Nowhere Man and some David Lynch stuff. We got all the Mill Creek collections there, the spaghetti westerns, and Sword and Sorcery, not Sword and Sorcery, Sword and Sandal. Then we get into the stuff based on comic books, so just going through there and all the way through here. And then we get into G.I. Joe and a huge Transformers section, largely British stuff. Thank you, David Bunch of Numbers. And speaking of David Bunch of Numbers, more stuff that I got. Got like Dogtanian and more British stuff. Got Willy Fogg and Raccoons, which is Canadian. And of course we got like more 80s. This is mostly 80s cartoons down here, so stuff like Thundercats and Galaxy Rangers and Cops and Jason the Little Warriors. I got a little section of cartoons based on video games. More just assorted 80s cartoons and kid-friendly stuff. Got like Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon. And that takes us down to this shelf, which is almost entirely Filmation. So we've got, you see like the He-Man and She-Ra collection, the newer He-Man there. I actually moved the UK He-Man set up to this shelf here just to free up some shelf space. And it makes a nice display piece up there as well. There's some beautiful artwork on there. Yeah, so that's mostly Filmation stuff with a few others. And then finally, so go this way. Over here we've got cop shows, detective shows, espionage, some random, you know, war movies and some epics. We've got a shelf of horror, almost another entire shelf of horror. Then we get into sci-fi, Star Wars, Star Trek, Red Dwarf, Babylon 5. No, wait a minute. Babylon 5's there. Tomorrow, people. Yeah, most of I put the horror section up because for the most part the sci-fi section is mostly kid safe, you know, under guidance. There's certain things there I wouldn't show her, obviously. I wouldn't show Rosie, obviously, you know, like Dragon Slayer is probably a little too intense for her right now. You know, I have things like The Thing and Escape from New York and Dune. Yeah, I wouldn't show those to a 4-year-old when you're crazy. But down the bottom here, they've got like Star Wars and stuff like that, which, you know, what kid doesn't like Star Wars? And I was 5 when I first saw Star Wars, so we're probably gonna watch some Star Wars sometime soon. So let me move the camera over again, and I'll show you where I put all the books. Okay. So, a little tricky to get this whole thing into the screen just because I don't have the extension cord hooked up to the camera, otherwise I have to pull it all the way back. But then there'd be other stuff blocking it, but, you know, anyway, I'll show you. So, just seeing what sections do we have here. Yeah, so basically up top, if I just angle you up a little bit here. There. So much like how you saw me setting up the library in the old place, I've got sort of a toy display up top there, which I'll probably give you a closer look at some other time. Mostly science fiction and books based on movies, which mostly are sci-fi movies, of course. Got horror here. If we go over here, this is all it's a little bit disorganized right now. I still gotta kind of tweak it. But here we got mostly Star Trek and Star Wars books and Big Little books. Yeah, these are pretty valuable, and I will probably never sell them. They're not really in saleable condition anyway. They're mostly just for reading. Rosie likes those. And then down here we got more assorted science fiction and Doctor Who and stuff like that. Then, if we angle down, there we go. You can see the rest of it. That's actually probably a closer look than you got last time. So here, this is basically the mystery shelf, which, as I say, it's a little disorganized. I've got some graphic novels on here, but Yeah, so mystery shelves, so we got stuff like Minette Walters and John D. MacDonald, and also I have 4 books of Don Pendleton's The Executioner. Awesome series. The bottom shelves is where I have all the oversized and coffee table and like big honking hardcover books. Got some graphic novels in here. You can see like I got the Xenozoic collection. You remember I bought a while back. Frankenstein hardcover with the complete text of Frankenstein with artwork by Bernie Wrightson. Awesome stuff. Some Robotech books and just assorted hardcovers. And then down below is all like big oversized coffee table books mostly, and a few other assorted things. And then if we take a peek over here, it's kind of hard to see. When I do the proper overview, hand gestures, when I do the proper overview of these shelves, I'll get you up close and personal with each one. So this one here, this is all graphic novels, which you've seen before. I've done videos about those before. Got a lot of other stuff here, like the Sonic the Hedgehog graphic novels that were sent to me by a viewer. A bunch of other digests and random hardcovers. Got my little Conan collection going here. I gotta find like a proper place to put it. I really want to keep all the Conan stuff together. So this has Conan Blu-rays, the cartoon, the live-action TV show, the books, and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I completed the collection of the books. By the way, I keep meaning to update that. I should do that one of these days. Yeah, I got the whole set of 3 of the complete original books. And then, much as before, down below is all stuff that's kid friendly, so Rosie can check that out whenever she likes. And then behind Conan here, again, just kind of random hardcovers and whatnot. Essentially, the idea was to keep the heavy stuff on the lower shelves, and that was that. So let me give you a slightly different angle of the command center here, and I'll show you the base of operations where I get most of the work done. Oh, and actually, just real quick, yeah, if I bring in here, you can see I have the VHS tower here. I can't really spin it around too much because that's where the lights are. And then I have my CD tower as well. So you're kind of flanked by media towers as you come through this entrance. You can also access the living room through the kitchen, of course. But yeah, anyway, so I got the towers there, and I don't know, just a nice place to have them. I think everything's together. Okay, so basically, this here is the command center. I sit in my old crappy office chair. Yeah, so I've got the, again, I'll just move the Yeti mic there. So I got the 2 monitors. Got that monitor there, that monitor there. Maybe getting the 32-inch I've been wanting. And then this can be the secondary monitor, and this can just be retired. But I gotta say, it is nice having a 4x3 monitor to watch like 4x3 videos on and stuff, so that's kind of nice. And then if we angle down a little bit into my crotch, let's just, hold on a second, there we go. You can see, I can move that back, there we go. You can see the computer there. So you've seen this, you saw me build this actually. So we got a 250 gig hard drive, a 2 terabyte hard drive, a 3 terabyte hard drive. There's another 3 terabyte internal hard drive. That's where all the retro footage has been going. The rest has been going on this one. Actually, this is mostly newer stuff. And then there's a 1.5 terabyte system drive, which I basically just use for temporary stuff and system stuff. And yeah, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. And then the trunk, of course, is my old toys, which, I got to thinking, like, I very rarely go into there. So why not just use it as a, basically, a part of the command center where I can just have all the equipment within arm's reach. So that's pretty cool, and that works well. And I think, can we spin around here? Sorry, I don't have much cable. Yeah, there we go. We can see the rest of it fairly well there. So there's the beastly CRT TV, the creepy styrofoam head there. Normally used for wigs and such. I use it for whatever, creeping people out in the background of my videos. Whoa! Actually, look at the shadow on the wall there. it looks like there's some kind of weirdly shaped person sitting there. It's almost like Giger-esque. Weird. Well, I meant this to be a much shorter video than it has turned out to be. I will trim it a little bit, just because I basically just let the camera roll, even when I was moving it around. So I will trim the parts where I'm moving the camera around, so as not to make you all throw up. And yeah. Anyway, that's basically the setup in a nutshell. I just kind of wanted to, start the new batch of videos from there, so you kind of have a clear idea of where I'm situated in the middle of everything. So I like having the command center right in the middle of everything, because it's the living room is sufficiently large that I can be right here in the middle of everything, and there's still like tons of space over there for guests to sit there and watch movies or whatever or play video games on the TV. And I can be sitting here doing my own thing, participating, but not being in anybody's way at the same time. It's great. I love it. So, yeah, very happy. Alrighty. Well, that is it from me to you for now. So, yeah, so you can definitely expect retro videos to be coming your way again. Very excited to get that up and running again. I found a lot of cool stuff that I think you guys are going to enjoy. And, yeah, and also got a couple of package opening videos, which I just filmed with the assistance of Rosie, so you get to see Rosie helping out. There was even some stuff in there that she could enjoy with me, so that was nice. I was a little concerned there might not be anything for her. It was going to be all horror movies or something. It's like, yeah, you can't watch that one, sweetie, or that one, or that one. But no, as it turned out, there was actually quite a few things in there that we could enjoy together, so that was pretty cool. So she was pretty excited about that. What else? And then, of course, I've still got a few Blu-ray updates. I've got to do a video about those Conan books that I just showed you, and etc., etc. Good to be back. Alrighty. So you should be able to expect more regular videos from me from now on. Yeah, I think I'm ready to get back into the swing of things. Alrighty. So thanks to everyone who's been hanging around and well-wishing me during the hell of the move and the illness and the well wishes for my birthday, which was just a few days ago, which is quite nice. So, yeah. Alrighty. That is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.